Hi, Bob the Canadian here. Are you trying to learn English on your own, and are you looking for ways to practice English when you don't have someone to practice with? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you 10 crazy and fun ways to practice English by yourself. Hi, Bob the Canadian here. Welcome to this video where I'm going to help you learn 10 ways to practice English by yourself. But before we get started, if this is your first time here, don't forget to click the subscribe button below. Give me a thumbs up at some point during this video, and I would love it if you guys could share this video with a friend. So let's get started. 10 ways that you can practice English all by yourself. So this first one is called Narrate Your Life. So this is how it works. Either out loud or in your head, you say what you are doing. So for instance, if I was doing narrate your life in order to practice my English, I would be saying this: I am walking in my lawn. I am walking under some trees. The trees are getting their leaves. I am walking towards some flowers. I think I might pick some flowers for my wife. So you kind of get the point. When you do narrate your life, as you go through your day, either mentally in your head or out loud, you say all of the things that you are doing. This is great practice. So narrate your life, number one. So this second one is called label everything. Not sure if you're familiar with Post-it notes. But they're little pieces of paper that are sticky. And this one works better inside. I'm just doing it outside for fun. But what you do is you write down all of the vocabulary words, maybe in your kitchen, and you label everything with the Post-it note. So that's a mirror. This one says door. This one says door handle. This one says window. This one says tire. Then you go and look at all of them. If you do this inside, not outside like Crazy Bob the Canadian, you can leave them on for a few days. Label everything in your kitchen, label everything in your living room, label everything in your bathroom. And if you remove the Post-it note, once you are sure that you know the word, it's just a great way to learn vocabulary. So that was number two, label everything. This third way that you can practice English alone is to use technology like Google Home or Siri. So this is my son's room. He doesn't like it when I use his Google Home, but we can use it to ask about the weather. Hey Google, what's the weather like in Toronto today?
In Toronto today, it'll be cloudy with a forecasted high of 17 and a low of 7. Currently it's 17 and mostly cloudy.
Thanks. So that's good.
I aim to please.
So it's not perfect, but you can definitely use this technology to practice your English. So a really cool fourth way to practice your English alone is to use a random picture generating website like this one. You can do this on a computer or on your phone, and I'll put a link below to the website that does this. What it will do is give you a random picture, and then you can describe it in English. So for instance, here I could say, it is a picture of the coast. It looks like the ocean has lots of mist today. Then if I hit refresh, it generates a new picture. Here is some sushi. I am hungry. Let's hit it one more time. This is a picture of a city. It looks like it might be New York. So you can see how this really pushes the boundaries of the vocabulary that you know, and it prompts you, it pushes you to speak out loud and to basically express yourself in English. It's just a really good thing to do. So that was number four. Talk about random pictures. Again, link in the description below to this website. There's actually quite a few of them that help you do this. So for this fifth one, you need a pen. You need an article in English with a lot of vocabulary that you want to learn, and you need a piece of paper. And we're going to copy the article onto the piece of paper, but there's a little bit of a difference here than how you would normally do it. We're going to put the magazine at one end of a table. We're going to put the pen and paper at the other end of the table. And here's what you need to do. You need to find the article that you want to copy. Sorry, my dog just hit the tripod. I think it'll be okay. Let me just move things back. You've all met Oscar, right? So I'm going to copy this article right here. So I'm going to read that it says mash butter in a small bowl. And then I'm going to run over here and I'm going to write down mash butter in a small bowl. And then I'm going to run back over here and I'm going to read the next sentence. With 1 tablespoon dill and 1/4 teaspoon each salt and pepper. And I'm going to run over here. I think you get the point, don't you? You need to copy the entire article from the magazine to the piece of paper and keep them really separate from each other. It'll really help you put those vocabulary words into your brain. So that was number 5, copying an article. A 6th way to practice your English by yourself is to talk to Google Docs. I don't know if you have Google Docs, but if you don't, you should sign up. It's free. And I can go to Tools and I can choose Voice Typing. When I click on this microphone, it will start to listen to everything that I say. It is a great way to practice pronunciation. I really like it. So a 7th really cool way to practice English by yourself is to take your phone at the end of the day and record yourself talking in English about some of the words and phrases that you learned that day. Then use that recording as your alarm clock for the next morning. Most phones under the alarm clock setting, you can have it play an audio file or a video file. So talk about in English some of the words and phrases you learned that day just before you go to bed, and then set it as your alarm clock so the next morning when you wake up, it's the first thing you hear. An 8th way to learn English all by yourself is to type sentences into Google Translate in your own language and then listen to Google reading them back to you. So for instance, if I here click French and say, je veux manger une pizza, and then in English, I can click here.
I want to eat a pizza.
It's not perfect, but it's a great way not just to translate sentences, but to learn new sentences. So here I could type, je suis un homme.
I am a man.
I am a man. Although that sounded like a woman's voice, but that's okay, I think. Anyways, another way to practice your English alone, use Google Translate, but use it for more than just translating. Use it to practice your pronunciation. Let's do one more sentence. J'habite au Canada.
I live in Canada.
I live in Canada. Awesome. The 9th way to practice your English is called, what does it do? Where did it come from? So this is a little bit like narrate your life, but what you do is you look at something and you say, okay, this is a pail. What does it do? This pail holds water. Where did it come from? I think I bought this pail from a store, from a hardware store 1 year ago. So if you do, what does it do? Where did it come from? It's just a really good way to practice your vocabulary and to help you remember it. Let's do one more. Let's do this lock. So we would say, this is a lock. What does it do? It keeps this box locked up so you can't open it. Where did it come from? I think I bought it at the same hardware store that I bought the pail at. So that's number 9. What does it do and where did it come from? I almost forgot what number 9 was. A 10th way to learn English alone is to start to draw your vocabulary. When you can take new vocabulary words and add an image to it, it will really help you remember it. The other day, I did an English lesson on technology, and we learned words like television, remote control, laptop, and words like car, radio. So if you can start to make little drawings whenever you learn a new word, it will really, really help you remember it. So that's the 10th way to learn English by yourself, and it's called Draw Your Vocabulary. Well, hey, that's 10 ways for you to practice your English alone, ways that you can practice your English all by yourself. I'm Bob the Canadian here. Don't forget to click the subscribe button if you are new here. Give me a thumbs up. Share this video with a friend who's learning any language, actually, because this works not just when you are learning English, but when you're learning other languages as well. But that was 10 ways to practice your English all by yourself. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.